And welcome to a jam-packed Bloomington Ice Garden for the Section 6 AA Boys Hockey Semifinals. The number 3 seed, the Edina Hornets, taking on the number 2 seed, the Wayzata Trojans. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox, along with Dan Fick. And Dan, we've already had an upset earlier in the day.
Yes.
Undefeated number 1 Benilde out, losing an OT to Creighton-Durham Hall. Both teams here know that the door is open maybe a little bit more than they might have thought, but they have to worry about this one here tonight.
Yeah, they're going to have to take this not just next game, period by period here. Strong rivalry. Wayzata a little bit of the edge. They are 3-0 against the Hornets this year, but this is sections. This is a whole new ball game. Anything can happen here.
Edina, 9 straight state tournament appearances, but they were in Section 2 then, moving back into what had been their traditional home, Section 6. And they are the 3 seed, a little bit younger team, but still a potent team, and the Trojans obviously can't feel like, okay, we've got this because we beat them before. Here's Patterson handling the puck. Luke Patterson, the first lines out there for these two teams to begin the contest. Hornets trying to break it out. Sam Walker coming back to get things started, the talented sophomore for the Hornets. Able to chip it into Wayzata's zone, but back out. Hank Sorensen at center will dump it on, and a swing and a miss there on the try by Tyler Stevens, and then thrown across. And the Hornets look like they will ice the puck here. And so we get a whistle to stop play early on in period number 1 here, as you see Alex Schilling, what he's done for Wayzata this season, been their stalwart, and you're going to need him to be sharp here this evening. And veteran goaltenders really at both ends of the rink with Schilling and also Charlie DeGrood, senior for Edina. Chase back in the Wayzata zone here. Logan Lindstrand back to get it. Trojans on the move up ice as Stevens carries. Takes a bump there from Ben Brinkman. And they try and drag it out front. Wayzata's pretty good from behind the net, and they really like to get out front and get things set up from there and kind of cycle things around. They've got some pretty good-sized forwards.
Well, they'll try to get in front as much as they can, working from the backside, because they are strong and they can outmuscle the defense at Edina here. That'll be their game plan tonight, so we'll keep an eye on that action there.
And that pass getting through as Colin Schmidt was just coming on the ice, and it was behind him. So now they get it to Schmidt up that left side as he takes a hit. Shot attempt here. Oh, and DeGrood having to stop one there on the tip in front.
Jeff Greninger, number 12 of the Trojans, and wide open there with an open net in front of him. Just couldn't quite get a handle on it.
Mark Senden flipping it in behind the net. Picked up, though, by Clayton Phillips for Edina. And we're going to have our first penalty call of the contest going against Phillips of the Hornets.
Yeah, we'll see a slash here on Colin Schmidt. He had got the stick knocked out. Take a good look at Charlie DeGrood here. He's had a good season with the Hornets. He's 14-9-2. Good save percentage. 2.47 goals against. Again, both goalies here in sections. Goalies are so important, Jay. If they don't play well, you ain't got much chance, because the high level of play in these sections is huge.
Sorensen keeping it in at the line on this power play. Not for long, though. That pass getting away, and the race is on. As Casey Dornbach giving chase there. Sorensen getting back to it first, but now it comes in getting some help as the Trojans come up ice. Carried there by Grant Anderson, and then knocked right back out. Senden back to pick it up here for the Trojans. They beat Armstrong Cooper 9-3 in the quarterfinals the other night. And Edina likewise not much trouble with St. Louis Park. A couple of Wayzata guys collided hard at center ice. A little bit of a disjointed start here. I think sometimes when you get a power play so early in the game, you're not quite into the flow yet and really, sharp and on top of things. I mean, it's a good way to get into the game, but sometimes you're not quite ready for it this early, and it kind of looks that way so far.
But you've got to take advantage of these opportunities. Every opportunity in the section game is important, and boy, this lack of passing is really hurting the Trojans right now.
They turn it over. A shorthanded shot there from out deep by Jet Jungles for Edina. And that pass fails to connect. However, Stevens will get it into the Hornets zone. They're unable to, now it's unable to keep the zone there was Nelson. Nelson hustling back after it. And we're going to have a penalty call coming up here. Interference.
Wow.
So Nelson will go, and we'll be even up at 4 aside. Nelson, once the puck got by him, was a little bit worried, and he sticks the arm. Well.
Well, they called it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
They're going to call it tight. Maybe the first period here, but boy, a lot of disjointed here. Both coaches, I think, are not happy with the way this it's going for each of their teams. They're missing passes, and
nice play by Brinkman to get a stick on that one for the Hornets, and then it deflects up out of play.
One of the things the Trojans are doing here, Jay, where do they play? They play at a large ice size. So they're used to these rink-long passes and having it open because there's so much space to cover. They're playing on a smaller rink here.
So look at Kurt Giles, the Hornets coach, and unfortunately not able to get to put the North Star N back on today to play in that alumni game against the Blackhawks because he had to be here this evening.
Yeah, he kind of made comment on that. He would have liked to have played in, I think. But he was chewing at the refs a little bit here, and yeah, he got it turned around. That faceoff is being brought outside their zone. That's an important piece of gambit there by the coach to make sure they get the right positioning.
Trojans quickly dump it in to Grood, stopping it behind the net. Hornets come back the other way, and then the pass onto the stick of Dornbach through neutral. He's 1 against 3. Dornbach trying to go to the net. Spun around there. Patterson in to help out. And the puck pulled out of there by Patterson, but kept in at the line there. Stepping up was Jared Mickelson. Mickelson up with it here for the Hornets. Dornbach down low, putting it back out front. It's off a skate and taken back, and here comes Senden the other way. Edina back to full strength now, so they have a power play. Patterson, a long shot into the pads of DeGrood. Brinkman leading the rush, getting it right side to Ben Copeland. Copeland going to the net, and that one bouncing into the corner. Copeland gets it back. Drops it off. A deflected shot goes just wide as Phillips teed it up, and it hit somebody on the way in. 40 seconds to go in the power play here for Edina. Copeland puts it on net. Rebound on net as well. Schilling a couple of saves, and they jam at it, and then cleared on down by Billy Duma for Wayzata. So Edina getting a couple of decent opportunities with the man advantage right there.
You see the Trojans stacking in front of that net. Boy, there's all 4 of them are right there. I'm surprised Edina got one through, but they created a couple good opportunities here, and Schilling had to be on his game.
Coach Giles really talked about the big challenge for his team is to get pucks to the net.
Yeah.
And get players to the net too, but even just getting shots through like that one, it is in. Phillips. And Edina grabs a 1-0 lead with the power play goal.
The Hornets just taking advantage of the situation. They got a power play, and they turned it. In fact, they didn't get a full power play either. I don't think they lost someone because that 4-on-4. But took advantage of a great shot by Phillips up top on the point here, and just found the right side. Watch this. Just a quick one into the right side. Schilling was screened. He's a little out of position here. He was hanging more toward the left side, and it got by him on the right. And the Hornets taking advantage to get a 1-0 lead here. Ooh. Phillips almost deflected it into his own net there. The dump in by Billy Duma.
Copeland will get the lone assist on the goal. Now Dornbach throws it in here for the Hornets. Been some upsets today, and here's a stop by Schilling. Edina really putting on the pressure right now. And yes, Wayzata's the higher seed, and yes, they have 3 wins, but I don't think anybody would consider this an enormous upset either way. Certainly with the caliber of these 2 teams, but certainly by the seeding, Wayzata and the virtue of those 3 wins would have been considered the favorite coming in. Thrown toward the corner, Duma trying to dig it out of there as they do battle, and now floated out into the Hornets zone, and it'll be chased down here by Luke Johnson.
Yeah, you're right, Jay. That last comment, you can just throw that crap out the window because it means nothing here. This is a section game. It's a whole new ball game, whole new season. And Edina's got some jump.
Hornets fans wanted a penalty there as Ryan Moon was knocked down. Battle in behind the Trojans' net. Getting physical there was Colin Kubinski for Wayzata. They're definitely a little bit bigger, more physical team. Here's a long one floated in at Schilling. He'll drop it off for Hank Sorensen. Sorensen, the talented defenseman. Pass deflected at center and picked up and thrown right back in. Schilling will direct that one aside. Boy, Edina definitely has more life in their skates right now, more jump than they did early on, and than Wayzata does right now. They got the Trojans back on their heels.
They really do, and boy, you think Coach Giles they're listening to what he said. They're putting pucks on net whenever they possibly can.
Back over to the point now for Luke Johnson. Sends it in behind. They look to try and get something set up. Walker leaving it for Copeland. Copeland circling high, turns and throws it at the net, but misfired. Now in behind. Hornets getting a change on one of their D, and that pass blocked. They're able to keep it alive. Walker giving it over to Bram Shearer. Another long one. Schilling will pop that one up in the air and hang on. So Edina having about 3-4 good shifts in a row here, Dan.
Nice job forechecking. They're keeping their center high, Jay, especially on the boards. They're halfway up. So you look at Pat O'Leary, 5th season behind the Trojan bench here. And, we asked him, well, you beat him 3 times. He said, I don't know. We'll have to see. They're kids, and everybody's going to be hard playing this game. And like you said, they're evenly matched. If you look at the statistics and the numbers, they're almost identical.
Both have played real tough schedules, obviously, as well. And that's the thing. I don't think anybody ever admits to being not quite as juiced up because you've already beat a team 3 times. Nobody will ever tell you that that's the case. But sometimes that motivation does change a little bit. You feel when you're the team chasing and you're the team that's been beat, obviously the rivalry for most of the years has been kind of the other way around, where Wayzata was chasing Edina a little bit, and now this year maybe it's shoes on the other foot or the other skate just a little bit.
The one thing you always got to remember, too, is we've talked to Kurt many, many times.
Shot in, but it's offside, no goal. Whistle clearly had sounded in a clear offside, but they snuck one by DeGroot. He might have relaxed a little bit, but either way, as a goalie, you hate seeing one wind up in your net, even when they don't count.
Let's see how he reacted to this thing.
Yeah, clearly off on the right side. It was close to being off on both wings, but definitely off on the right. And the whistle definitely blew. We're just above the scores table here, and it was pretty clear that it was the right call and pretty clear that the whistle had sounded. Yeah. So not too much drama on that almost goal for Wayzata. Here's an opportunity now. Walker trying to get a step. Shooting, pad save, but a big rebound. But the Trojans will get back to it. Here's Duma. 3-on-3 as they come in, and this one's offside again. Duma lost it a little bit on the way in, so they come in offside here. Edina leading it 1-0, 8:42 to go in period number 1. It's another look at Walker's chance here.
Oof. He's a sophomore, Jay. He's just a tremendous hockey player, 37 points on the season, and he's got a lot of wheel, and he can really shoot the puck. Wayzata's a little tight right now. They're gripping their sticks a little tighter, and as one of the things that I think goes against them in a way is there's a lot of seniors here, a lot of experienced guys, and boy, I tell you what, they've been here before. They want to make this one go and run and get a chance at state, and they're playing tight.
Yeah, in general, having a lot of seniors, you think is a good thing in these kind of things, but I think there is, that one, a near miss. There is a little bit of that knowing it's your last game thing that kind of can creep in. Or knowing it could be your last game if things don't go well.
Sense of desperation a little bit.
Yeah, and that can be a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah.
Trojans putting it out front. And a swing and a miss at a chance on the right side, and then the Hornets end up having it clear. So icing call against Edina as Wayzata getting a little bit of sustained pressure on this shift. And testing DeGroot a little bit. To get another look coming off the wall here with Colin Schmidt. Puts it out front. It's off a stick, and then a good defensive play by Luke Johnson.
Yeah, very good play. Well, that helped. I think that the goal that went in that didn't count. All of a sudden put a little zip in Wayzata's skates here a little bit maybe now and see if they can shut him down.
Well, and obviously the in any sport, but particularly in hockey, you know, one good shift or two in a row can really kind of change the tide of the game a little bit too, and that's what Wayzata is working toward right now as Sorensen carries it up ice. And they are offside again, I believe, or do we have a penalty call coming up? Looks like we might have a penalty. Yes, we do, against the Hornets. Going to be a slashing call taken here by Copeland for Edina.
Wow. Well, Edina took advantage of their power play. This will be the second one for Wayzata. This would be a really good opportunity here now to really make something work here. Copeland's had a heck of a year, too.
Sorensen trying to keep it in, lost his stick. Schilling will stop it behind the net as Wayzata tries to get that power play going. Didn't really have much going with it. They had a partial one, of course, because they ended up taking penalty too. Schmidt shooting, and that one deflecting wide, and turning to hammer it out there was Lewis Crosby for Edina. Schilling will leave it for Sorensen as Wayzata starts this power play rush. Senden. Dropping it for Patterson. Back. Here's Sorensen, a quick shot. And DeGrood squares it with the glove as he was going down.
Nice setup. Sorensen coming down the guts on a beautiful pass. About 20, 15 feet out. He just rips one. Look at it come across and just rips a shot. That was headed for the upper corner. And DeGroot down on his butt, got his glove up and made a great save.
Didn't go in, but Wayzata has to like the way they entered the zone on that power play for sure. Here's Sorensen getting it over to Senden. Spinning away from a check and will reverse it around. Patterson right back the other way. Sorensen takes it at the top. Anderson sliding it across and looking weak side with it, and DeGrood looking behind him, but it was in his pads. Wayzata
set the back door up really nice there, Jay. I think it came back over to the left side, and he was filtering. Watch the left side of the screen now. The pass comes across. Well, it was on net.
You see DeGrood just not exactly sure where it is right there, and waiting was Greninger in case the puck came loose at all.
Well, any goalie will tell you they'd rather be lucky than good.
Back across. Here's Anderson sending it down to the corner. He'll get the return, and now out high to Sorensen. They swing it around. Putting it out front, they again wanted that weak side. Patterson was kind of camped along the goal line and then knocked away. Can't short-handed. Here come the Hornets. Sam Walker to the net. And he was knocked down. No penalty call. And here come the Trojans with Sorensen leading the rush. Sorensen shooting. That one was blocked. Sorensen, though, gets to it. Greninger looking to the side. And that one skips through. Right back the other way, intercepted. Hornets trying to get it clear as they had that shorthanded partial breakaway, and then DeGrood will catch that one thrown in from long distance. 10 seconds to go, and Copeland's penalty, and he's right next to us, and he's eager to get back out there, that's for sure.
Well, take a look at this breakaway here, my gosh. Sam Walker, one of the most dangerous, our leading scorer, gets an opportunity here, but a good stop. I like the way Schilling stepped up and attacked him instead of sitting back, and took charge. And, of course, the guy back-checking did a nice job for the Trojans.
Yeah, Mark Senden, the centerman, getting back in. That one deflected away and cleared down the rink by Dornbach, and that will about do it as Copeland is released. So the Hornets kill it off, although Wayzata got a couple of pretty nice chances. And they maybe will try and keep the momentum going with those good looks offensively that they did get. Solid check thrown there, but Stevens picks it up. Stevens walking to the front to DeGrood the save, and then the rebound hits a pipe. Whoa, Wayzata's Stevens all of a sudden found himself all alone, and he did the right thing, got out to an angle he could work with and put it on net. And now the Trojans get it back again. Dylan Riley taken away, but Stevens briefly had it. Now here come the Hornets with Ben Tucker on the right side, and they're offside. Dornbach going to the net.
Wow, transition. Edina did a great job. They were battling there, but boy, when they got it out by the line, they got rocking and rolling here. But golden opportunity for the Trojans. Stevens coming out front. And a second opportunity
Yeah, that one looked like it bounced up and hit the crossbar after hitting DeGrood.
There's been about 3 or 4 opportunities that just, for some reason, it just didn't go in and it should have. It's kind of a luck thing or not, if you want to call it that. And there's been a couple long rebounds that have gone right to Edina sticks way out high.
Hornets come up with it, pass a little too far there for Jungles, but he gets to it and throws it on in. I think Wayzata has to be a little more encouraged these last 4 or 5 shifts. They've put in, obviously the power play helped that, but they've gotten chances, no doubt. Thrown toward the corner. Battle for it down low. Coming in to help out there was Andrew Urban for Wayzata. He's pinned to the wall. And chipped ahead, but stolen right back by Matt Cassette. Cassette comes away with it here for the Trojans, puts on the brakes, and will go to the point. Around to Lindstrand, his shot blocked. And he'll pitch it back into the corner. Wayzata again working, trying to work from behind the net, as they're pretty strong at that. Little flip pass back to Patterson. He wheels away, takes a little bit of a chop there. Patterson putting it out front, but Anderson had his stick checked pretty well there, pretty effectively. And a penalty coming up on Wayzata, as a check by Griffin Ness was going to be an interference call there, as he so Ness will go for interference here at 13:24 right there. Ooh.
That was close. That wasn't to the back, but I'll tell you what, that was close to a boarding. But boy, after all that momentum, you get that adrenaline flowing, and all of a sudden you just can't pull back, and you don't quite get it done right, and Trojans are back on the penalty kill again.
Yeah, they ended up calling interference. To me, the puck was probably close enough. It was more the fact that, like you said, could have been a boarding, more the fact that he drove him in from the side there, from the blind side a little bit into the boards. But anyway, it's a penalty on Wayzata, so Edina will try and get another power play goal. They lead it 1-0 on a power play goal by the defenseman Clayton Phillips. Came after it had been 4-on-4 briefly, and then a partial power play, and the Hornets converted. This puck knocked down, and then Senden will relay it in here for Wayzata as Edina looks to regroup with their power play attack.
It's pretty clear the referees are going to call a really tight game here, Jay. They know it's a rivalry game.
Nice stick there to intercept that by Grant Anderson, and he chips it back out. Phillips on the move here for Edina. Phillips to the middle, and his shot there. Schilling knocks that one aside. Phillips throwing it in behind the net. Shears takes a bump, tries to keep it going the other direction now. It's knocked out. Good recovery there again by Grant Anderson, working hard on the PK here.
I think Wayzata's defense has played very well so far in this game, Jay. They've done well. It's the up high stuff that got Edina going, and they haven't done that on this power play. And basically now are having trouble getting in the zone.
Sorensen flipping that one all the way down. Stevens down there on the penalty kill. Look at him work. Making Edina really work hard even just to get it out of their zone in the power play there. Now Brinkman carrying it in deep, throws it out front. Ooh, and puck was briefly free with about a half a net to shoot at, but Stevens got there first. Wayzata's penalty is over, and Hornets flip it right back in and will finish up a change. Schilling unable to stop that bouncing puck, and now Dornbach up with it for Edina. Dornbach knew he was going to take a hit. He didn't really have anybody down low with him, so he just tried to protect the puck, and this one hit somebody on the Wayzata player bench, so a whistle to stop play. And it's 17 to go in the first. We are at Bloomington Ice Garden, a great historic Twin Cities hockey venue here. Boy, there's been a lot of good hockey played here in places like Braemar and Aldrich, and of course the bigger rinks too, the XL now and Mariucci. But these are, I don't know, sometimes the smaller rinks, the section games like this, almost maybe even better atmosphere than the state tournament at times. Here's Greninger carrying it for Wayzata, flipping it to himself as he chases it to the corner. Phillips up with it, but took a hit there from Colin Schmidt. Now they get it out to Walker. Under a minute to play in the period. Walker floating one to the weak side, tried to sneak it over there to Shearer, and it didn't connect. Now back to center, and picked up here is Greninger going to the net, but well defended. It hit Brinkman's skate, and then he played the body nicely. Chipped out by the Hornets, no ice though. Puck was touched by Wayzata. 35 seconds to go here in this first period. Edina leading at 1-0. Hank Sorensen carrying. Puck chipped in the air, and nice job there by Mickelson not to panic as they were bearing down on him. Mickelson carrying it into the zone, keeps possession, puts it out front, and they jab at it. Oh, just missed by Ben Tucker as Schilling had gone down, and he couldn't get to that to cover that pipe on his right side. And they almost jammed it in. Under 5 seconds to go now in the period. And looks like we are going to end the period with this 1-0 score. Woo. So Edina getting the only goal of the first. Our score after one, the Hornets 1, the Trojans 0. We'll be back with more hockey here in the Section 6AA semis on 12 Sports.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
All right, give me a spot. You know my motto, safety first.
They could be dangerous. I think we should call animal control.
Animal control?
To be safe.
Don't worry.
Just...
I got this. It's a new motto.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
And welcome back here to Bloomington Ice Garden, along with Dan Fick and MJ Wilcox. Edina leading Wayzata by a score of 1-0 after one, as we take a look at some highlights from that opening period, and a pretty rapid first period. Pretty good play back and forth. Edina came out pretty strong in this one, and Wayzata had some opportunities as well, as there's the goal coming by Clayton Phillips on a power play, just 5:07 in. There's Schilling, good hand-eye coordination, popping that puck to himself. And here's a pass deflected across, and that was either a good defensive play or a penalty that wasn't called, and not quite sure, but Johnson got the takedown there, and there's a nice save by DeGrood on a wrister from right in the center of the slot by Hank Sorensen. Breakaway chance here for Edina. Walker never really got the shot, though. Senden got back to bother him. Here's a good chance for Wayzata. Ends up hitting the crossbar on the carom off DeGrood on the Tyler Stevens opportunity, as we see the shots. Slight favor for Edina, and each team taking 2 penalties. The difference is that Edina converted on one of their opportunities. So we'll come back with period number 2. There have been some upsets today, no doubt, in section play, including in this section where top seed Benilde was ousted by Cretin-Durham Hall. We'll see who will advance to play the Raiders in the championship coming up Wednesday night. It's the Hornets 1, the Trojans 0. We'll be right back here to Bloomington Ice Garden.
Hey, you going out like that?
Yeah, why?
Well, what would the neighbors think?
I see you! Come look at Mr. Feather. Look what I have. Mr. Bird, remember? Bark, bark, bark. We're just playing. We're just playing on trying to get you out of here.
Even still.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
As we get set to face off for this second period.
Well, Wayzata's got to take a step up here. They got to go a little bit, take it up a notch, because Edina right now really outplayed him in that first period, I thought, Jay. And they got to get some lucky breaks too.
Sorensen's pass ahead. Patterson trying to spring up the middle there for Matt Nelson. Yeah, I think Edina played closer to the period they wanted to see than Wayzata did, certainly in that first. Although there were definitely a couple of chances for both sides that could have gone in as well. It wasn't just the one good opportunity that we saw. Flip to the front, deflected away as Copeland tried to gain control. Now he throws it all the way across. And chipped on in for Wayzata there by Patterson. Back across. Here is Phillips sending it to center, and turning it, a relay it back in there was Omar Batra for Wayzata. Ooh, and a little cartwheel check there. That was a Kurt Giles special. Pass tipped ahead, and here's Shears trying to get to it for Edina.
Ooh.
A little bit of a cross check thrown there, but play goes on, and now Dylan Riley carrying it for Wayzata. Riley right up the middle, and puck loose. Here's Batra shooting. DeGrood out to challenge, able to make a bit of a save there. And then he tried to get it to Stevens. Batra continuing to control it. Good opportunities for Wayzata right there. Race back the other way. Crosby going to the net, and well defended by Anderson. Here's a long one and a stick save by Schilling and up into the netting.
Well, Edina gets it up high into their defensive zone. I'll tell you, those forwards pick it up and they start rolling, putting quick counterattack pressure on Wayzata. But Wayzata with a great opportunity here. As you see Batra coming up here, makes a nice move there. Just couldn't get there. DeGroot got there really quick and did a nice job covering that opening there.
Really nice patience by Batra to not just turn and throw it at the net, too. But DeGroot got the better of him. He came out just enough to kind of cut down that angle.
Well, we talked about the goalies have got to be on here, and DeGroot certainly has made some key saves for the Hornets here to keep Wayzata off the board.
Trojans looking to break it out here as Sorensen up the left side. And they give it up at center, flip right back, well, right to the line. And now picked up by Walker. Plays it down deep in behind. Hornets give it up, though. Senden leading the rush for Wayzata. Senden turns the corner, puts it out front. Greninger couldn't get a stick on it. And a battle for it near the blue line here. They keep fighting, and Wayzata wins that battle. Here's Greninger. Pass deflected as he tried to go to Senden. Chance for a 3-on-2 now. Here come the Hornets. And Walker has to get away from him a little bit. Then he takes a hard check from Sorensen, the enforcer. Long pass through center, tipped ahead, and nice job there by Colin Schmidt to allow them to get a change and avoid icing.
Yeah, you think Kink Sorensen announced his presence on that check? I'll tell you, sometimes that'll get a team going too. A good hard check will get everybody fired up and rocking and rolling.
Back into the Edina zone, Phillips. Mickelson, now Dornbach leading the rush. Tried to get a return pass. That one goes all the way to the corner. It's like Wayzata's made a point of stepping up the hitting a little bit more and getting bodies on bodies a little bit better. There's a long one that got through, and Schilling had to be ready. Now picked up by Patterson, trying to get it to Duma. Nice job defensively by Brinkman to spin away from him. Anderson picks it off at center. And then he does so again. Anderson's had a pretty solid game here. Oh, just as I say that, he almost had it taken away. Now Patterson puts one into the midsection of DeGrood, and a face-off coming up in the Edina zone with 13:04 to go here in the second. And Edina still holding a 1-0 lead.
We're going to look at Hank Sorensen kind of saying hello to the Edina Sam Walker. And Sorensen's a big hitter. And As you can see, he can move the puck pretty well, too. He's a good all-around player, both defensively and offensively here. But Wayzata, they got to get some more shots on that. They got to stop trying to pretty it, too. Just fire the doggone thing. There you go.
And there's one right there. Omar Batra turns and buries it over the shoulder of DeGrood, and Wayzata evens it up.
There you go. Batra with the first opportunity a little while ago. Couldn't quite make it cashed in. This time he didn't hesitate. He just used the defense as a screen, got it out front, just ripped it into the upper left-hand corner, I believe, if my eyes are working right. But Omar Batra getting the Trojans on the board. Trojans in front real heavily, and there's Batra and just kind of rips it up. He didn't hesitate that time, and by God, he got it in the net.
His 5th goal of the year, so 1-1 score. And DeGrood has to track that one down on a fluttering puck up in the air.
So that might be a signal for the Trojans now to put a little more rubber on the Edina net and get it down low. DeGrood's catch has been great, but you can see it from another angle here. Boy, he got that in that upper shelf too, another inch higher. It would have gone off that pipe, but he got it in. And they come right back again too. We'll see how the Trojans react now. They got more jump in their skates.
Riley and Carlson getting the assist on Batra's goal at 4:03 of the second. So even up, and Wayzata and tipped ahead here. Trojans having to scramble to keep it away from Brinkman. Wayzata came out stronger to begin this period, and it sometimes that doesn't necessarily pay off in a goal, but it did there. Turnover here, chance in front. Oh, and Schilling making a stop and then was down kind of face first there, and Edina not able to get to it for a second opportunity. Kubinski will flip this one in deep for Wayzata. And pitched back out. Sorensen will pick it up for the Trojans. Sorensen, long pass there for Greninger. Now following up, an opportunity pass out front, but tied up was Schmidt. And thrown back to center and thrown right back in by Sorensen. Edina, you see, they're having to just clear the puck more often, much more often in the second, and not able to break it out as cleanly. Dornbach's pass tipped away by Patterson. Nelson trying to carry it in. Just barely onside there. It comes back out. And now a chance the other way for the Hornets here. Tucker giving it up and stopped there as Jungles took the shot. And Schilling snared it. Not so sure that one wasn't going wide anyway, but he'll get the glove on it and hang on. So we get a look at some good opportunities here.
Well, here's just a giveaway here, and I'll tell you, against the Hornets, you don't want to do that. And he just couldn't quite get it high enough. And here we have a good shot here coming through. It was a little wide, no question. But you can see the Hornets' strategy, boy. They're going to fire rubber all night from anywhere they can.
Flip back to center and thrown right back in for Edina there by Mickelson. Couple of heavy checks, and back come the Trojans now. Griffin Ness shooting, and that one got away.
You know, I tell you, Jay, it's good Russian proverb. When you shoot puck, hit net. Very good thing to do. Yeah, we watched early in the first period. DeGrood gave up some big rebounds coming out through, and if you get it into his leg pads, that might help. But he's got a great glove, and you want to avoid that. But a good up and down pace here. I love the way the Hornets counterattack. Boy, they get right back at it, and they put that puck on that net real fast.
Wayzata throwing it into the offensive zone. Batra, who just scored a moment ago for the Trojans to tie it, giving chase there. Batra up with it here, looking out front. Throws it at the net. DeGrood to save, and here come the Hornets back the other way with Walker. Walker will put it into the corner. Copeland going to get it. And Sorensen able to rub him out, and now we come back the other way, 3-on-3. Stevens to the middle. Whoa, and he fires and missed the net. Now looking for the tip alongside was Batra, but it gets over his stick. Sorensen, the defenseman, pinching in. And the Hornets able to get it back out. Here comes Walker. Floating it there towards Shears. Walker back to it. Shears trying to get it out of his skates. Now turns and fires. That one hit traffic in front. And Stevens gaining control for Wayzata. Now Dylan Riley will chip it in, and they head off to finish up a line change here. 9:45 to go in the second. We're even up at a goal apiece now. Wayzata striking here early in period 2. Senden. And that one was tipped, so no ice here. The race is on. Luke Johnson back there first for the Hornets. Got it to center, but Lindstrand will turn and dump it back in for Wayzata. Ben Brinkman first to it. Oh, and he gives it away to Schmidt. But then Brinkman stepped back in to halt that attempt, but still Wayzata with it behind the net. Anderson able to keep it in. Banking it off the end board. Senden picks it up for the Trojans. Senden trying to lower the shoulder and turn the corner, but couldn't quite do it. Anderson, a nice play at center, but Brinkman following up. In behind the net. Trojans can't get it quite out, and that puck will bounce wide. Anderson.
Here we go.
Greninger, partial breakaway. Greninger to the net, he scores! Wayzata's in front.
Well, Wayzata using a counterattack that we've been seeing from Edina all night. Greninger getting wide open on the wide side wing. Gets some feet going, motors in. Gets a good look. Beats DeGrood. Look at this nice pass right on the stick, right between two Hornets. Just threaded the needle. Greninger made sure it got in the lower left side, or upper left hand, I think, right hand. Nevertheless, gives the Trojans a lead. Beautiful counterattack. My gosh.
So 2 goals, a little over 4 minutes apart. Have Wayzata now in the lead at 2-1. Back out to the point here for the Hornets. That shot's blocked. Rush back the other way here as Matt Cassette will dump it on in. Schmidt will get the assist on that great pass. So 2-1 lead here for Wayzata, playing a strong second.
It's kind of funny in the second period, Jay. I haven't heard too many whistles from the referees penalty-wise, really.
Walker carrying it in here for Edina. Sorensen picked his pocket. Back across for Patterson. Patterson sliding it through the middle. Nelson couldn't quite get there. Now he turns and throws one through. And the net has come off. The puck wound up in, but no goal as Kubinski took the shot, but contact with the net had already sent it kind of askew there behind DeGrood.
I think the Wayzata fans are a little unhappy, Jay. But it was obviously off the net, and the whistle was well before the shot was taken, so fair warning was given. But all of a sudden, Wayzata, and Jay, they're using that weak side wing. I mean, Hank Sorensen made another beautiful pass coming back this way to the right, and got them free and into the zone.
And this will be icing against the Hornets, so we will come back into the Edina zone as we get another look at the net being dislodged by DeGrood. DeGrood's skate, definitely. Water bottle off, and the shot beat him, but they had clearly called the net off by that point.
Totally unintentional. I've known goalies that'll actually do it when the pressure's on, but he just got out of position.
He was just pushing off. You know, there was no reason that he would have felt he needed to do that. Flip down, and Anderson will come back to get it for Wayzata. Onto the tape of Riley. Riley back for Stevens. Spun away from a check there. They get it in deep into the corner. And Batra takes it away to Stevens. Tried to sneak one in short side right on the pipe and almost did so. DeGrood just barely got to it. Anderson hammers it off the glass and back in here for Wayzata. They have played a solid second period.
And like you said, Jay, now the bodies are starting to get a little more physical here, and it's starting to starting to show itself here.
Another icing call against the Hornets. They are definitely back on their heels a little bit. Wayzata, kind of taking it to them in more ways than one, certainly with the body, but just in how they're playing too.
Well, and the way the rink's set up now too, when they get in the zone and hold it, the Wayzata bench is very close to the attack zone, so it's easy for them to make a change to get fresh bodies out quickly. Edina has trouble getting all the way back to get their people off the ice so they can get tired in their zone.
Senden looking for an opening as he keeps reversing direction here. Battle for it at the blue line. And now the Hornets come away with it. Phillips. Mickelson's pass gets away and relayed right back in. Big bounce. Hornets just had to clear to center. Now they come back 2-on-2 rush here. Trying to split the D there with Shears, but nothing doing.
Well, you look at those moments at the blue lines here. I'll tell you what, both teams can counterattack quickly from them. You can see Edina, the minute that gets across that blue line, they're rocking.
Kubinski out of there with it, and he will throw it into the corner. Greninger has scored the go-ahead goal for Wayzata. Anderson able to keep that puck in. He gets back to it again. Throws it out front to Groot. And then Patterson's rebound. Didn't miss by much. Another opportunity. It's off to Groot. Hornets scrambling here. Nelson turns and hammers one. It goes wide. Now Hank Sorensen from the other way. That one deflecting and just barely stayed out of the net. Wayzata really pressing the attack right now. Hornets need a whistle, and it's flipped down. And we'll have an icing call here. 4:42. The Wayzata fans across the way letting their team know they like what they're seeing right now. This is a kind of a crazy bounce here.
Golden opportunity there for, I think that was Luke Patterson there. And then coming back the other way here. Almost got one in on the side there.
Another quick shot attempt there. Edina struggling to get it out. Now they do. Here's Dornbach. Dornbach cutting it to the middle. Knocked down. No penalty forthcoming there. Lewis Crosby now for Edina. Crosby going to the middle. His shot was blocked.
The referees have definitely put their whistles away right now. I'm telling you, they're letting the kids play.
Back out to the point. Brinkman swings it around. Here's a long shot that'll bounce through. Edina's turned to put on a little bit of pressure, but no real great attempts in these in this shift so far. Crosby bringing it right back in for the Hornets. Dornbach comes in to get it, throwing it back out to the point. Johnson walking in. Luke Johnson shooting, and that one caroms wide. Now Wayzata with Kubinski. Nice move there, and then had his stick lifted just as he shot. He winds up riding the defenseman a little bit there, and it comes on net to Groot. Will say, let's just get a stop here.
Kubinski with a nice play. He had been dumping it in for about 3 times, and all of a sudden he faked it, and he got the D off guard, and he got it in the zone and winding up for a good shot. But the important thing is he got in the zone, he got a face-off in the zone for a line change, and now they have fresh bodies there. Good play by Kubinski there.
Pass intercepted at center. Here come the Trojans now. Cassette, and that one deflected. Lindstrand able to keep it in, however. Cassette shooting. De Groot had to handcuff him a little bit. Anderson keeps it in. Long one on. Rebound is in. Third goal of the period for Wayzata. This one will go from Matt Cassette. As you talked about some rebounds off the leg pads, and that was right there.
A good shot from the point, just low. Got it on the pads because that was sitting there on the backside. Just crank her home. What's interesting here is we're looking at Senden, Schmidt, and Patterson as top 3 scorers, and they haven't scored. It's the other guys, the second and third liners that are putting the puck in the net for the Trojans. Look at that nice play. Got on the rebound real quick and just buried it. That's why you hit the net with a puck, Jay, right there. You don't miss it.
Flipped into the Wayzata zone here as Edina looking to counterattack. Phillips' shot was blocked and thrown right back in. Anderson will get the assist. And now the centering pass will come right between the D and all the way down the rink.
Well, in the attack zone, the Trojans are winning the one-on-one battles. This is where their body size is making a difference here. They are, and they're supporting each other really well.
Sorensen put himself offside there as he fanned on that attempted dump in.
Well, the Hornets back on their heels now. Wayzata is cashing in on the opportunities in the second period that they didn't cash in the first period, although opportunities were there.
Puck goes out of play as Pat O'Leary, like any coach, he kind of said, we feel like we're ready, but you never know until you get out there. And, first period was not terrible, but not great for them, and they've played very strong here in the second.
It's interesting, too. We were talking during the regular season, now we talked to him here now. I could tell with him it was sections timing. I mean, Kurt Giles even the same way. Just a whole different atmosphere, different way of looking at things, and the pace in this game, Jay, has been absolutely incredible.
That pass intercepted. Here's Dornbach now leading the rush, but again, Wayzata getting back into position very nicely. Have very seldom been caught with odd man situation. There's a shot. That one will deflect out of play here, so another whistle. Kind of get the feeling Edina needs the end of the period and get regrouped a little bit here. I mean, they're still in striking distance, obviously, but the momentum's certainly not in their favor now.
The time spent in their defensive zone has been far greater in the second period than it was in the first period, and we'll see if it wears them down.
Played back to Sorensen here as Wayzata looks to break it out. Instead, it'll come all the way down the rink, and it'll be an icing call, and we'll head right back into the Trojan zone.
It was going the way it is. This is just fun sitting here watching this game. I like our perch too, by the way. It's fun. We're kind of close to the action, but a good back and forth game. Both teams do have opportunities. So right now, the weight of advantage has been with Wayzata this period.
I'll have to give some credit too here to the. Here's an opportunity for the Hornets. Played back out to the line. And an interception by Stevens. Leading the rush back now for Wayzata. Stevens dropping it right side. And they try to go to Batra, but Phillips got a piece of that one. Stevens holding off a check. Batra flipping it towards Stevens. Got away from him. Under a minute in the period. And Hornets break it up, but not for long as Riley got a piece of that one. Now Edina with a chance. Here's Walker putting it out front. Blocked though by Sorensen. Back out to the point. Brinkman's shot going wide with all kinds of traffic in the way. Batra. And unable to get it out. Copeland dropping it back. Gets a return. Copeland shooting at a shallow angle there. And they tip it in. Schilling had the first one stopped, but Edina stuck with it. And a late goal with 31 seconds to go in the period gives the Hornets new life.
Well, a mistake here. Got too many Trojans in there. Got in Schilling's way. And I think they knocked it in off the side there.
Here's the opportunity. Shallow angle now. Shears is going to get credit, it looks like. Yeah, he ends up knocking it, banking it off of Schilling again. So Shears will get the goal.
We didn't see it, but I think it came off that leg pad and slid in as it came away from the post. Oh, that's a big goal for the Hornets here. You don't like getting scored on in the last 2 minutes of any period. And just good hard work and persistence. Worked the 2-on-1 out of the corner there on Hank Sorensen and just got it in.
Brinkman getting the assist, 16:29 the time of it, and boy, funny how quick things can kind of change right there. Senden blocking this one. And Edina not content with just that one as they keep working. Schmidt controlling it here for the Trojans. Under 5 seconds to go. Schmidt putting it out front. It was knocked away by a defenseman. And the period will come to an end. So mostly a real good period for Wayzata. Edina, though, getting one in the last minute, evening it up a little bit more. So our score after 2, the Trojans 3, the Hornets 2. We'll be back here with our second period highlights and then what should be a barn burner of a third here on 12 Sports.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against the wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach
likes
your
you.
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
The Wayzata super fans in their traditional hockey garb over there. Great collection of jerseys, wigs, you name it. Wayzata leading Edina 3-2 after 2 periods here in the 6AA semis, and it was an eventful second period. And for most of the way, very much a Wayzata period. There's a hard check thrown by Hank Sorensen. Long one thrown on net there that DeGrude stops. But he didn't stop them all, obviously, in that period. Here's the one that Stevens puts out front. Batra just turns and rifles it under the crossbar. That one tied it up at 1, and about 4 minutes later they went ahead. There's a great save, though, by Schilling, first of all, on the opportunity and close. And then a great pass onto the stick of Greninger, and he buries it on the partial breakaway chance there for Wayzata. They went up 2-1. And Batra to Stevens. That one a short side attempt. And then they follow up with a goal on the rebound by Cassette. So Wayzata really looking good at 3-1. However, late, Edina gets this one. Shallow angle shot put on net, and then Shears jamming it off of goaltender Schilling and in. So the shots now even up. Edina certainly had a little bit better play in the first period. Definitely Wayzata in the second. And you see no penalties in that second period, so both teams have taken a total of 2. And pretty even heading into number 3. If Edina hadn't gotten that second goal, I might say Wayzata was in command of this one, but now at 3-2, very much a tight one heading into period number 3. So we'll come back to Bloomington Ice Garden in just a moment here. The winner will take on Cretin-Durham Hall in the section championship.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
One period of hockey here to decide our second finalist in the Section 6AA Boys Hockey Tournament. Wayzata leading Edina 3-2. Benilde, the top seed, was eliminated in the first semifinal here at Bloomington by Cretin-Durham Hall. Newcomer, kind of a mystery placement, really, for them to be in this side of town in this section. And they come in and make some noise right away, knocking out the Red Knights. So we're underway in the third. No penalties were recorded in the second, so we're 5 aside to begin this third period. And the Hornets ice it here. Wayzata pretty much dominated that second period, Dan, but I think that goal for Edina in the last minute really was big.
Oh, huge. Got it back to one goal. The one shot away from tying it, and of course you knew they would. This is a rivalry game, and it's section, so they're going to bring their best efforts here. And you know, speaking of Cretin-Derham Hall, you know, they kind of serve notice that ain't going to be no push over there either.
Patterson behind the net. Now they put it out front. It's off of Nelson, and here come the Hornets back the other way with Walker. Walker will pitch it into the corner there. He and Sorensen do battle. Nelson pulls it out of there for Wayzata, and then they give it away. Shears up with it. Back. Ooh, and a nice pad save there by Schilling.
Really nice save. He didn't go down. He saw it all the way and got stretched out and got all the way over to take care of it. Just a beautiful save here as the Hornets just putting pressure on right off the bat in the beginning of the third.
Wayzata looking to answer a little bit as they battle for it here. Spinning away is Batra. Batra had Wayzata's first goal of the game to tie it up. Wayzata looking to get it set up at the point now with Lindstrand, and there's a deflection, and it's in. Right in the middle of the circle, a puck deflected out of midair. That change of direction made it real tough to track, and Dylan Riley will get it for the Trojans.
Different scorer for the Trojans here. Dylan Riley, he's kind of a pesky little player, but we'll see the shot come through. And it's, yeah, definitely stopped by him. Not a high stick. Pulls it down and just deflects it enough that DeGroot can't get a beat on it with his leg pad. And it's back to a 2-goal lead for Wayzata. Good answer for the Trojans.
You work on that all the time in practice, you know, trying to get a piece of those shots, and you couldn't do it much better the way he got that puck to knuckle off the ice and just completely changed directions, and DeGroot couldn't follow it. So we're right back to that 2-goal margin. Sorensen and Batra will get the assist on that goal by Riley. 1:30 into the third. Schmidt trying to float a pass across to Andrew Urban. Nice job on the forecheck to free it back up. Schmidt now goes to the point. They look for another tip, and Greninger putting that redirection on, although this one not nearly as tricky as the one a moment ago.
Well, I'm sorry, Jay, I'll disagree. They are all troublesome when they change direction for you. If you're in good position, you make the save look easy, which DeGroot did that time. But, you know, Wayzata's D are using their heads. Their shots are going to be blocked by the forwards of Edina, so they're looking for the guy in the middle there to let him deflect it.
Boy, off the draw, they got another pretty good opportunity there. Bank back down deep, gets away from Schmidt, and thrown back to the Wayzata line where Sorensen will pick it up. And his pass missed everyone. It'll be an icing call against Wayzata, so we'll come back in to the Trojan zone here. Kurt Giles, knowing his team, you know, as we tick farther along in the third, not as much margin for error. Obviously now they're down by 2 goals.
Well, get a good look. Yeah, Kabinski gets the shot. It's deflected in the middle. We were going to take a look, but Hank Sorensen with those big long passes the second period really opened it up for Wayzata, but that time he got an icing, and now they got a face-off in their zone and the creation of a shot by the Hornets there.
Schilling stops Copeland and hangs on. Yeah, Lindstrand and Batra. It was Lindstrand who took that shot from the point.
Okay.
So definitely he should have gotten the first assist on that great redirection. Copeland back out to the point. Phillips, who scored Edina's first goal back in the first period. They can't get it out. Thrown to the net, but knocked down. Now Duma. Nice interception there by Shearer at center ice and dumps it right back into the Wayzata zone.
Great back check by the Hornets there, covering the middle, not letting those passes get all the way through.
Carlson back for Wayzata, and his shot deflects to the corner. Batra was tied up. Copeland leaving it to Walker up the right side. He'll get to center and dump it in and head off on a line change here. Sorensen skating it up for Wayzata. Taken though by Brinkman, and then his pass, Shearer falls down, and it results in an icing as well. Shearer frustrated as he fell at center.
Good opportunity, though. He could see the play coming because they were counterattacking real fast. He would have been wide open coming down that wing. They could have created something. He already has one tonight.
So face-off in the Edina zone. Wayzata leading it 4-2 here. 12:54 to go in the third. Wayzata looking for its fourth win of the season against Edina. Of course, we saw them to start the year winning the Turkey Trot title over the Hornets, and then 2 regular season wins. Not too often you could say you beat Edina 4 times in a year, and they're trying to do it tonight. That puck will trickle out to center. Kurt Giles, the Edina coach, telling us, obviously this can't happen this year when they're in the same section, but Edina actually won a state title one year when they were 0-3 against Wayzata back 6-7 years ago. When the same deal where they had beat them in the Turkey Trot and then twice in the season, but obviously now when they're in the same section, that same scenario could not happen. Back to center. Flip back into the Edina zone and now across to Brinkman. Brinkman's pass deflected into the Trojan zone by Ben Tucker. Anderson plays it over to the corner.
Oh, nice move.
Nelson with a nice move, carries it into the offensive zone and shoots, and DeGrood the save there.
Well, I like that move. Just a great move to get out of the zone. Brings in, and once he gets in and gets close, he takes the shot. From the inside, he had a stick on the inside and just challenged DeGrood with that. And that, good idea. That nothing wrong with taking a shot and getting it on net.
Nelson and Copeland will face off here. And that one will bounce all the way through to the corner. Wayzata's done a nice job here. It's not like they're dominating the game right now, but they're just continuing to possess the puck enough, get it in, dump it in, get some shots, get some offensive faceoffs. Let's face it, when you're the team up 4-2, you don't mind if things just kind of tick by and you don't allow Edina any chances, and the whole rest of the game went like this. It would be just fine for the Wayzata folks.
You're right, Jay, but I think the one thing you got to keep in mind now with 11:23, you got to make sure 3 guys are back all the time. I mean, you really can't expend the effort for checking deep. Make sure you're covered on the backside. Edina strikes back so quickly and so well in counterattacks. You got to be aware of that.
Couple of big checks, but here come the Hornets. Copeland shooting it well wide of the net. Phillips keeps it in. Shearer in the corner battling with Sorensen. Back out to the point. Phillips pressured there, threw it to the middle and intercepted. Batra leading the rush back the other way. And they were needing a change anyway, so ends up going into the corner, and Phillips carrying it out for Edina. Phillips looking to Walker right side. Anderson will get there first. Gets it to Sorensen. And that one does not connect. Let's see if it'll get far enough. It will indeed be an ice against Wayzata. A little bit of an unforced one there again by Sorensen, who's had definitely a good game, but a couple of icings here that they would probably prefer not to have taken.
Yeah, he was kind of shaking his head when he did it. They're taking him off right now. I just got to rethink that a little bit. You want to make the short passes or just stump it out in neutral zone. You don't have to send it all the way out. Just lift it up, flutter it out, and get it out of danger.
Ness will chip this one, and this one's going to be another ice against the Trojans. It didn't help any that it stood up on end and rolled all the way too, but it still got a little too much of that one.
So Coach Leary telling her, I think he's just telling him, calm down a little bit. You're getting a little too jumpy. Take control of what you're doing. You know what to do. Get it done.
Cassette coming out of there with it for Wayzata. Plays the puck in deep. Good step up here. The shot hits the outside of the net. And now Edina looking to counterattack. Oops, and a penalty coming here on Wayzata. Kubinski will be called presumably for a trip there. And so the Hornets will get a big power play. Kubinski goes for a trip. First penalty since the first period.
Yeah, you'll see him get inside there and just take the legs out. That was kind of an obvious call there, Jay, I'll tell you. And a little frustration. Kubinski rushed deep inside the zone. He's the one that took that shot. They hit the side of the net. And all of a sudden he got caught, and he had to get himself back. Thank God a forward for Wayzata was back because Edina was counterattacking, and they got a little frustrated, took the legs out from the Hornets. So they're going to get an opportunity to get back within one goal here, and their power play's been pretty good tonight.
Yeah, I don't think you could put that in the category of a good penalty by any means.
No.
Where it occurred, but also just how obvious it was. I mean, you can't argue that call in anyway. Patterson dropping it back. They'll try and burn a little time here. Now Phillips picks it up here for the Hornets. Kind of possibly a must-score situation here, I think, for Edina. They're down by 2. Nice move by Shears, and his shot sails over the top as he was falling down.
Second time he's fallen down, but he's been a force.
Offside on the Hornets as Phillips was trying to get, the pass was kind of, it would have been a good pass if he were a right-handed shot, but he was having to adjust to it being a lefty and got outside the zone.
Nice move by Shears here as he gets in tight, and just as he was going down, of course, it caused that angle to go higher, but he had a great opportunity there.
Nice move to avoid the check, but then just couldn't keep his balance as he was falling, and that made that shot go way up over the top. Here's Copeland now trying to get some momentum for Edina. Copeland shooting, Schilling the save. Gets it right back to Copeland, now to Phillips. Brinkman looking, shooting, and a block by Batra. Looked like that one hurt Batra, though.
It did.
Struggling to just stay out there and be in the way right now. Brinkman fires and into the pads of Schilling as he'll hang on, and Batra is going to slowly make his way off. Batra is really one of those, kind of team guys that, he's not a superstar, but he just does a lot of things well, and he gave up his body for a shot block there.
Well, he does all the little things. He's an agitator. He's a really good forechecker. He got an opportunity to bury one, and he didn't. But he'll do everything you need a guy to do that maybe some of the other guys won't. He'll give you a complete game.
And Wayzata able to get the clear. Under 50 seconds to go in the man advantage here for Edina. They trail it 4-2. Wayzata trying to advance to the section final. Here's an opportunity for Copeland up the right wing, but they quickly close the gap there. Brinkman lost it. Now Greninger is just going to float that one down and head off.
Smart. Luke Patterson and Greninger did a nice job there. Did not go for the opportunity, got the change. That's what they needed.
And an interception by Batra there. Banking it ahead for Senden. Edina able to cover up, but this is eating up most of the rest of their power play time. Walker spins away. A lot of traffic at center. Walker falls. Now Brinkman. Penalty is over. Shearer getting a puck down low. Anderson throwing a check there. Sorensen gets it to Anderson. Brinkman, though, keeping it in for the Hornets. Trying to go weak side with it, but it was behind its intended target. And thrown down the rink. This will be icing against Wayzata, and we'll get a whistle. 7:31 to go here in the third. Wayzata leading at 4-2. A 3-goal second period has carried the Trojans. And they have scored the only goal of the third here on that nice tip by Riley.
I think a couple of the Trojans forgot that the penalty was over. That they kind of held back from attacking the Edina point there, which, full strength. Yeah, you go after him.
That shot whistling wide off the stick of Ben Tucker. Flipped into the Edina zone. Ness will get there first, leaving it for Urban. Wayzata showing no fear of putting their third line out here late in this third. Wow, another deflection. It was very similar to the one that went in the net here early in the period. This time didn't quite make it there, but another good opportunity. Cossette has it chipped away, and they throw it in again, and Wayzata playing pretty smart here in this third period.
Well, you see they got three guys back all the time. You got to do that. Make sure you keep everything wide and outside. Don't let them get a good look at the front of your net.
Patterson collided with a teammate, but they get it back out of the zone anyhow. Carlson gathers it here for Wayzata. Oh, and unable to get by Shear, but Duma back to help him out and throws it off the glass back into the Edina zone.
It's a nice play by Duma, just fluttering it out. He didn't get it all the way down. He got it out just enough.
Interception at center by Grant Anderson. He'll throw it back in. Edina right now finding frustration in trying to get through that neutral zone.
Well, I love the way Kurt Giles talked about the system and that they use. Was that they're going into a bit of a trap now, so they're going to block up that neutral zone and make it as ugly as possible for the Hornets not to have any momentum coming into their own zone.
Schmidt carrying it for Wayzata, dropping it to Senden, and that one whistles all the way through. Long rebound, though, creates a chance. Here's Shear. Walker going to the net, gets it to him, and the stop. And then the net comes flying off as Schilling was run into by, it looked like both the offensive and defensive guys coming back. Boy, that's like taking a charge right there. You know you're going to get blasted, and Schilling held his ground.
Well, they got all that equipment now, but a 2-on-1 created because my pet peeve, a shot was taken, it missed the net, rounded all the way up and just gave a good breakout pass for the Edina Hornets. And of course, they grabbed it, created a 2-on-1. Good play by the D there to get himself spread out, and Schilling holding his ground on that.
They're checking with Schilling to make sure he's all right. Off the draw, Hornets win it. And now the pass coming out. Batra flipping it back in. Batra behind the net. Circles back the other way.
Oh, nice.
And a takeaway here for the Trojans. Back across to Lindstrand, and that one is deflected in.
Wow.
Nice interception here. Patterson going to the net, backhander wide. And then that pass stolen away, and here come the Hornets with Ben Tucker. They fight for it there, and Duma comes up with it.
Wayzata right now just clogging up the middle of the passing lane stuff, and they're winning the one-on-one contest defensively. They're taking the puck away from the Hornets and just controlling it.
Edina able to come up with it here, but forced to use up some more time, and Phillips misses the mark.
And an icing call. Well, we talked to Coach O'Leary too earlier, and he's just kind of wondering, okay, what kind of effort am I going to get? I think he's satisfied with the effort the Trojans have given, and Hornets got to regroup, I would expect. So they might start floating somebody out, Jay, a little bit outside the zone to pull some of the Wayzata D out of there and hopefully create a 2-on-1 situation to give them a good opportunity here.
Phillips peels away and trying to get things going here for the Hornets. But take away at center by Senden. Back across, Sorensen whipping it around. Kubinski, and they'll send it farther up. Left side, floated into the air. Senden able to get that puck free. Senden to the net, and tried to drag it across to the backhand and couldn't quite get it done. Now the centering pass tipped away. And Edina gave it away at the blue line there. Hornets really, I mean, obviously now is the time when you want to put some things together and put some pressure, but they're just, Wayzata's choking everything off. And there's a long one thrown on net by Ness, and DeGrood will make the stop.
Just fabulous positioning and forechecking by the Trojans right now. They're just not allowing the Hornets to do anything. See a good move by Senden. Now watch this as he comes across. Now here's what I like, Jay. That's where he put the puck. He did not throw it up top. He put it right back deep in the Edina zone. Make him go 200 feet every time.
Back down to the corner, and the Trojans again able to keep that puck in deep behind that, beyond the goal line there, and force Edina to, first of all, win the puck back, but also come a long way with it. Now a centering pass, nice block there for the Hornets by Luke Johnson. Wayzata continuing to do business though from behind the net. Ness takes a check, but got the pass away. They'll come back out high with it. Grant Anderson. That one knocked down, and there's what Wayzata didn't want, and here's a chance the other way. Trying to get it to Dornbach, and tipped. Then he throws it back out front, but broken up. It almost went in off a Wayzata stick. Ness will get to center and throw that one in, and they'll get a line change here, and then that one hitting Lindstrand on his way off the ice. Under 2.5 minutes to play, Wayzata by 2. Stevens tipping it in. Now again, 2 isn't insurmountable for Edina, but they're not getting any chances whatsoever, and you can't score. And there's a long one that's in, and that ought to seal it up. Kubinski putting a high floater on in, and Wayzata's lead grows to 5-2.
Kind of a, well, that was a nice shot. I'm sorry, it came all the way and hit the upper corner of the net. Just rifled it. Kubinski's played a pretty good game. That's kind of a makeup for that penalty he got a little bit earlier. Got it right off the boards and just kind of let it go, and then comes over to the Edina side and lets them know I scored that goal. So, hello. But a 3-goal lead now. I was kind of waiting for Coach Giles to pull his goalie just as soon as they got it in the zone, but
Walker coming up with it. Back out high. And there's a goal for Edina, as Mickelson able to thread it through traffic. I'm not sure if it was tipped, but well, the Hornets get one with 1:59 to go.
It's not over. Edina coming back. Jared Mickelson, just a nice play, threaded it through, got it past Schilling.
Maybe Shear got a piece, maybe not. It was hard to tell. But either way, the Hornets to within 5-3. Boy, that 5th Wayzata goal seems enormous now.
All of a sudden, yeah, we thought, well, okay, there we go. And no, you never count Edina out of a game. Sorry. I guess I should never make that mistake.
Shearer did get a piece of that one, so he gets the goal, his 2nd of the game. Mickelson and Copeland get the assist at 15:01, so a 5-3 game, and that is empty for Edina, and it's thrown down but way wide of the target, so an icing call against the Trojans. So extra skater out there for the Hornets right now as they try and battle back. Yeah, we get another look, and definitely Shear does get a piece of it.
He sure. What a nice.
Just off kind of the shaft of the stick. He wasn't really the blade, but You know, obviously those redirects are tough to handle. We saw the one for Wayzata that was even more of a difficult one. Wayzata fans pumped up across the way that they're viewing that third goal as a minor setback, I think, right now. They still have that 2-goal lead. The fans are anyway, not the coaches. Dump back into the Edina zone here. Phillips back to play it with the empty net for the Hornets. But their pass off target. Anderson intercepts it. Urban couldn't control the pass. Urban in there forechecking. Sure, cross ice pass to Dornbach, gets a step. Whoa, and that one fought off. And a giveaway at the point. Shot though, a diving block by Urban. Dornbach up with it. 45 seconds to go. Edina pressing hard here, down 5-3, but Urban comes away with it for the Trojans. Got it at least out to center. Sorensen knocks it down. And then a crazy bounce there. Almost went into Wayzata bench. Pass ahead, intercepted.
There.
Right back out, Patterson. Under 15 to go here. Wayzata is going to advance into that Section 6 championship. Empty net try by Anderson. Didn't quite hit it, but really not going to matter here. Under 5 seconds to go. And Wayzata is going to get its 4th win of the season over the Edina Hornets. Wayzata out to Mob Schilling here as they win it by a final of 5-3, and down a solid hockey game here for the Trojans.
Absolutely. Got down 1-0 to the Trojans, but battled back, played their steady game, and some pucks went in with it. I think we had 5 different players score for the Trojans, which is great. Balanced scoring is great. You know, sometimes you need a guy to carry the load. Well, they all stepped up to play here and got it done. And the Hornets came out. I tell you what, they were not happy with that, losing 3 times, and really battled back, but it just got away from them there in the second period, I think was the tell. It just got turned on them real fast.
We'll come back to wrap things up here from the Bloomington Ice Garden in just a moment. Wayzata wins it over Edina 5-3, our final score.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
All right, give me a spot. You know my motto, safety first.
They could be dangerous. I think we should call animal control.
Animal control?
To be safe.
Don't worry.
Just...
I got this. It's a new motto.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Welcome back here to Bloomington Ice Garden. Wayzata advances to the Section 6 AA Championship as they knock Edina out by a 5-3 score. And we're joined by a couple of the Trojans guys that got things done here tonight. Omar Batra, how much fun was it out here tonight, especially after you guys played such a strong second period to take the lead there?
It was just a lot of fun. Every playoff game is fun. The energy's high, compete level's high, and those are just the best games to play in.
Obviously, Edina is a big rival and one of the better programs in the state. How does it feel to go 4-0 against those guys this year?
I mean, it's awesome. They're our biggest rival in the state, and to beat them 4 times is just unbelievable. We had 20 guys that got it done for us tonight.
What did you guys talk about after the first period? You know, they got the only goal of that period, and you guys didn't have a great period probably, but what did you talk about heading into period 2?
We weren't worried. We know we're a good 3-period team. We play hard all 3 periods, and we knew we were going to be able to bounce back.
Maybe a bit of a surprise in the first semifinal. Benilde gets their first loss. Did that surprise you guys a little bit to see that? Or
I mean, obviously it's surprising, but obviously Cretan's a good team, and we can't take them lightly. They're going to give us all they have.
They're the team that I think a lot of the teams in this section maybe didn't know as much about. You guys have to do a lot of studying in these next couple of days to figure out what they're all about, or does it not matter that much? You just play your own game?
We just need to play our own game. We feel like we're the best team in the state when we play our game. If we get away from that, that's when bad things start happening. But for the most part, we stick to our game plan. We do fine.
All right, Omar, good luck in that section championship. Nice job here tonight.
Thank you.
And Jeff Greninger getting a goal also on the rush there. You guys came out and played a very strong second. You had some chances in the first. Did that give you confidence that say, okay, it's not a big problem. We're still doing what we want to do here?
Yeah, after the first period, when we had a couple good grade A scoring chances, we knew that if we were tied or up one going into the third period, we thought we were going to come out with the win, and that certainly paid off.
You guys obviously have played these guys a lot of times, had already beat them 3 times this year. Did that change anything, how you felt coming into this game, knowing that you had already beat them 3 times?
Not at all. We knew that they play a lot different than they do in the regular season than they do in the playoffs, and so we knew they were going to be a very tough team to play against in the playoffs, and they were.
Get Cretan-Durham Hall next, which a lot of people maybe were thinking you might get a second try at Benilde, but does that change anything in terms of getting set for section final now?
Nope. We're just going to go to the next game. It's just another team to play against, win, and hopefully go to the state tournament. We're not going to overlook them at all.
Jeff, congratulations on a nice win here tonight, and have fun on Wednesday.
Thank you very much.
All right, Jeff Greninger, one of the goal scorers here tonight for Wayzata as they win it over Edina by a final of 5-3. And again, the Trojans will play for a section championship against Cretan-Durham Hall coming up at Mariucci Arena, 6 o'clock on Wednesday, and our 12 sports crew will be there as well. Well, great game here tonight from the Bloomington Ice Garden. Again, our final of Wayzata 5 and Edina 3 here in the Section 6 AA semifinals. Good night from Bloomington.